paint day. We are going to paint the dash, and we're going to paint the trim, the inside trim, that is. Turn you around here and let you see. Got everything hanging in here. Now, all these pieces right here are metal too, so they'll be painted. Got everything sanded and cleaned. Here's the dash. Got her all taped up. And we are going to see what we can do with this paint. We've never used this paint before, so it'll be a good time to do a review on it. There's not too many on YouTube about this paint. What is that paint? Restoration Shop?
I believe so.
Let you guys get a look at the can. It says Restoration Shop. And this paint is a hot rod gloss urethane diamond blue metallic. It sounds good. Humidity rating on this paint from Google says that the humidity needs to be between, we have 58% humidity in the shop, and the temp rating on it is 60 to 80. We're getting close on our temp, so we're going to have to move on with painting. So we're going to get this mixed up. Let me get the cans open and start mixing the paint, and then we'll come back and start shooting some of this paint and see how it does. It's pretty.
It is pretty. It is not the color I picked out, but that is the color they sent. And after much talk, we decided to run with it.
Know this, if you order from these people and you're looking at their colors online, they're not exactly online what they come.
Right. Now, I have called them many times to discuss this paint. And I will say I talked to a gentleman named Gorge, and he was the most helpful. He really went above and beyond to try to make sure I was happy.
Right. Well, right now that's the only bad thing we can say about the paint is what you look at online, and once it gets here the colors are not exactly there. The same, I guess, but
we thought we were buying a more true blue color than a I don't know, an ice blue, a silver blue.
Yeah.
But I believe we can make this work, and it'll look good with it.
It's going to be different.
55.
I mean, it will be different, that's for sure. And you can see here on the stick. I mean, it is a pretty color. It's just not exactly what you ordered.
Yeah.
So, that's right now. That's the only thing we can say. As far as mixing the paint, it seems to be, normal paint, I guess you'd say.
Yeah, it doesn't require thinner.
It does not require thinner. This paint is thin. I've shot thinner paint. It seems to be okay. It's running off the stick and all that stuff, decent. So we do have to add the activator in it, and it mixes 4 to 1. Yep, 4 to 1 with the activator, no reducer. Let's get it in the gun. Let's spray. Alright, we've got the first dust coat on, and you can see it is a nice color, I guess, now that it's starting to settle down a little bit. But I've not got full coverage on it yet. This is the first coat, and that's typically a really light tack coat. The paint though, it does flow easy out of the gun. It seems to have a good flow to it as long as you keep moving. Of course, it's metallic, so it's hard to shoot, and I'm not a painter. So, but I guess not too bad for the first coat. But we will see what it really does on this next coat, because this next coat's a coverage coat and then a wet coat, and then got to get away from it and start to trim in the back. So far so good, I guess. Using the upgraded green paint gun from Harbor Freight, and I kind of like the purple a little bit better, I think. This one does have a really good, it is a little more durable, let's put it that way. It seems to be a little more durable of a gun. The parts seem to be, you know, a little bit better in the gun. I mean, at the end of the day, though, it's still a very, very cheap gun. Good for a novice person, I guess. Hobby, doing this just for a hobby, small jobs. I think you could paint a car or two with it, but I would say after about a car or two, about like the purple ones, they just, I don't know, they get real finicky and they don't spray good. But as far as that green gun goes right now, it's okay. I do prefer the purple though. Let's get on that second coat. Let's get a coverage coat on it, and then we'll come back and take a look at it. Alright, we got our second coat on now. This is a coverage coat, and you can really start to see what it's going to look like. I'm very pleased with this color. This paint sprays real good. It don't leave a lot of overspray blowing around outside, and it covers amazing. Coverage on this paint's really good. I'm shocked. I did not think it would cover that good, and I did not think the color was going to be that good.
Right.
The color that dried on the lid of the can, you know, like they'll do at Lowe's and other places, and the color it's blowed on that dash, that's two different colors. Where's that lid? Let's see.
There.
Here's the lid, and you can kindly see that dab on there, and it's a little bit lighter, I believe, or maybe not as blue, I don't know, but that, I'm pleased.
I like the color.
However, I'll say this, I'm not pleased with this green gun by Harbor Freight. No. The lid leaks, number one, that's a nuisance and very aggravating. And two, I don't know, the gun just don't seem to spray as good as the gray gun, or the purple gun, I'm sorry. It just don't seem to spray as good overall. I mean, what do you think? You're watching it from the outside.
Yeah, I think it's bigger than you're used to too.
It is significantly heavier than the purple gun, believe that or not.
Because I kind of like see that being an issue as well.
Because when you get into these ultra high-end guns, they're super lightweight, and of course these cheaper ones are always a little heavier. But I would have thought that this green gun would have been a little bit lighter than the purple gun, but it's not. It does feel good in the hand though, I'll say that. It feels really good in my hand, better than the purple gun. But as overall performance, nah, there's no question. I don't think I'd risk painting the outside of a car with this green gun.
Oh really?
I'd go to the purple all day. That don't mean nothing. I'm not a painter. I'm just in here playing, trying to be, faking it till I make it. But as far as
the fan on it seems to be nice though.
Yeah, the fan and the pattern seems to be really nice on this. I'll say that, yeah. And it flows smooth. And I mean too, you know, it could be that I'm just in a cramped space in there, you know, inside the car, and it's hard to get to things. We'll see what it does out here in the open on this trim. Now that right there that'll be a telltale sign right there. But we're going to get this third wet coat mixed up, get it on there. I'll show you before we tape the front of the car off and move it out of the way for the trim. I'll show you what it looks like, and then we'll come back and look at it in the morning after it's had all night to sit down and settle and flatten and dry a little bit. So let's get this mixed. Let's get that third coat on. All right, we have our third coat on, and you can see that's beautiful. That is beautiful. It's because I shut the door and forgot to get the camera, so I have to do it this way. Sorry for the lighting, but it'll look better when it's opened up and it's dry. But you can see the shine on that. I'm really pleased. I gotta say, I had my doubts when this paint came in because of the color and stuff, but after seeing it on there, the hardener I believe did darken it up. She brought that up a minute ago. I believe she's right. The hardener does darken a lot of paints a little. Alright, first dust coat on, and one dust coat on Amanda's face. Got in the way, I painted her face. She has a metallic face now. Got this, the first dust coat, which is just a very thin tack coat. Even on the luggage, the toolbox, it's going to be a matching toolbox. Paint looks good. We're going to mix up a little bit more and then we'll get our coverage coat on these little parts here. I'm tell you something about this. These parts, like this hanging, it's a pain in the butt to paint these things. They're moving all over the place. There's really nothing you can do about that. If you have a better idea, let me know in the comments. But the thing is, you lay them on a table, you're going to have an edge that's not painted. Yeah, one of them deals. So, we're going to fight through this second coat here, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Got to mix up some more paint. Alright, so we got the final coat on our pieces here, and man, they look good. Now, I don't really care for that green gun. However, it don't feel very good in my hand. It's kindly heavy, and I do prefer the purple gun. But with that being said, I'll say this: I do prefer the spray pattern on the green gun. I do, all day long. It's got a better spray pattern than the purple gun. And this paint, as far as it goes, it's a win.
Yeah.
For the results that we got out of this paint,
yeah,
regardless of it being a shade or two different color online, nah, no, this paint, this is good. This is
right.
Good stuff. It's very, very, very forgiving. And it,
yeah,
for a metallic, it laid down really smooth. A lot of times you'll see metallic and it'll have spots in it, or you know, whatever. Could be due to the person spraying it or the gun or the paint itself. But this paint right here, metallic, it went on just smooth as glass. Dash and all these pieces here, I mean, this is great paint. I can't say enough good things about this paint. And the only thing I can say bad is the color codes online.
Yeah, and the guy, once you call, the guy does walk you through and help, and does help you try to get a more color of what you're wanting.
Right.
But
he did work with us in the afternoons quite a bit.
Yeah. So I don't think I would just order paint offline. I think I would call them and have them walk you through, like.
Right.
Like he
unless you're doing a flat like black, you know, like a matte black or a hot rod black. You know.
Right.
But I'm going to shut this thing down so this paint can dry and we're not in here messing with it. And I'm going to show you a couple of these pieces here and the little toolbox that we painted. These pieces here, no runs, and everything is really, really good. I'm really pleased. I'm pleased with the amount of shine that this has too. It is a, you know, a metallic gloss finish, and it is a single stage paint, but it does have a good shine. Seems to retain that shine as it's drying too. I mean, just look at that. Just absolutely beautiful. The color is absolutely beautiful. There's a glove box lid. Looks really good. And what I said about forgivingness on this paint, I had that hanging. And the metallic, like I said earlier, sometimes metallic can puddle to one end. It started to puddle. I took it down, laid it on the table, just shot a coat over it. It flattened right out. These pieces here look absolutely amazing.